Hello City Builders, this is Hubbub. Welcome back to Nouveau Springs on the Azure Gulf map in the Sunset Harbor DLC. In the last video, I finally finished out that cycle of videos that we were working on developing ore and oil industries up here and then working on our unique factories over here. We've pretty much closed the deal on all of that for the moment. I did do a live stream that has absolutely no sound in it because I didn't realize that the mic feed had switched when I transferred over from Twitch to YouTube. I don't understand all this technology stuff. It's kind of wonky for me, but I'm learning as I go. In any event, that last hour and a half I spent detailing and beautifying all of these unique factories out here. Played around with the painting brush for trees. But it wasn't just trees. For example, if we take a look at this this factory here, this area, the printing press, you can see I put in some industrial parks. I've added some paths. And I've done that throughout the map to try to increase connectivity for Sims being able to walk. You can see I've added some paths right here, for example, lining those with trees. But then kind of taking an unstructured approach in planting some forest, kind of foresty trees. Also put in some rock outcroppings right here. So we're pretty much done for the moment. I'm sure I'll come back and mess around more at some point. But we're pretty much done with the beautification that I wanted to do out here. And with any detailing I wanted to do, there's another industrial park right there and there. There's another one, and then I've been painting cement like mad in some areas. Added in a little footbridge here so that Sims can walk across the track to get up to these warehouses and factories up here. That was all off camera. No, it was not off camera. It was all in that live stream that I've left it up on the playlist. I don't know how I feel about leaving up a live stream with an hour and a half of no audio whatsoever, but and then trying to figure out what to do with this little stretch here, because the plan was that this is a paired set of one-ways. So we've got a one-way going this way, one-way going this way. I wasn't completely sure I wanted to zone it in, because if I would, it would have been commercial, and I didn't want to bring commercial too close to these residential buildings. So I think this was actually a clever outcome. You can see Sims are using these paths. This is a variation on something I saw in a Strict Toaster video on his waterfront. He had this kind of diagonal pattern of paths around the edge of his waterfront in Cedar Valley. So that's where I'm appropriating that idea from. And then just added a little winding dirt path with generic trees through this stretch. I don't know. I could end up building in there, but I really don't think I should. There's a couple spots in here where I thought maybe I could put some housing. This little section right here, maybe. There's some space over here where maybe I could put in some housing. But I also am a huge fan of trying to create separation between, to a certain extent, between your industry zones. Now, the reality is in this build, I have the Eden project in, so I really don't have to worry about ground pollution. I do have to worry about noise pollution a little bit. But that's where we're at. Yikes. That's where we're at right now. The whole network seems to be holding up pretty well. We're still at 86% traffic flow with despawn disabled. And I've managed to work out all the kinks from the rail and the metro networks. So I'm pretty happy with where we're at right now in this city. This is the best city I've ever built. It's the most aesthetically pleasing, I think. It's also the most functional. So I'm pretty happy with this. But we are not done. Next step that I want to work on is putting in a major... And the more I think about this, it's not going to be just touristy. Because if you look at my RCI bands here, I have serious need for residential and commercial. So part of this is going to be commercial. Part of this is going to be residential. I think, well, actually, I don't think I have a really good idea of what I want to do here. I don't know that I want to tell viewers at this point what exactly I want to do, because I want to do it and then let you decide if I met the vision or not. So if I tell you, then I might kind of spoil it a little bit. So there's two different cities that I have in mind that I'm kind of synthesizing in this build. But we're gonna have a waterfront right along here. I'm gonna have to put in the quay wall, and then we will build out. I'm not gonna tell you too much, but we're gonna build in the monorail network, and so we'll have some major commercial and resort style plopped buildings over here. We'll have a major transit hub right in here with some more major assets floating around it. And then I think what I want to try to do is work up into this flat depression. It's not really flat, but we could make it flat. I want to work my way up into this flatter area and build in up in here some heavy duty dense residential up on this hilltop, and because that would be a pretty gorgeous view from up there. But this is going to be, I'm betting, at least 4 or 5, maybe 6 videos edited. I may just work through it, but I also think that if I do too much in one sitting, I can wreck it by going too fast and not really being creative and tiring myself out. So the first thing that we need to do is get a quay wall in here. And I don't know how far I want to push it. I think I may try to push it to right here, so I may have to pull this monorail out of here or do something to get through there. But I was thinking, I also need to make sure that I have this at the right plane. So I was looking at these. Oh yeah, and by the way, I also did a little build on the sly and put in the Statue of Liberty over here. I always feel like I want to avoid the cliche in my cities, and so like you rarely will you not see an Eiffel Tower in my cities. I'm sure that there are landmarks that are recognizable to viewers, like 432 Park Avenue right here. But I built this little peninsula out a while back because I was trying to balance the electrical grid over here, and I had these windmills set up, and I had put in these community pool and the sauna, these healthcare facilities over here. And I had pushed this out so that I could have the electricity in here with a park, but the noise wouldn't affect the residential, and never really did anything with it. And finally, I felt like, I just need to fix this. And, I'm sorry, but as much as I dislike cliche, Statue of Liberty just fits here. I could have put Colossalus here, but I have something else in mind for Colossalus. So this is, just a basic park. I'm using all vanilla built-in buildings here. I'm using the historical building annotation to force these to a lower level, because I was having hotels come in here. I don't want hotels in here because they're too tall. I want everything low enough that she really stands out. But, I think these are Mr. Miyagi's outdoor cafes and pergolas. These are just the most brilliant little things you ever saw. These enhance property value like it's nobody's business, and they're great for attracting tourists, and they look nice, and they fit almost anywhere. And then obviously we need to have a walking path along the outside so that we can enjoy the view. And it's really quite a remarkable view when you zoom in. There's Lady Liberty standing there, and you could catch a glimpse of the skyline over here, some of the tallest towers. But then over here we have the industrial waterfront, the cargo waterfront. I'm not going to hang out here waiting for a ship to show up, but there's one ship over there disappearing in the distance. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I haven't stood on this corner yet. Let's check out this corner. I'm wasting so much time with this, aren't I? I should be working right now. The reason I came over here was, okay, so she's blocked by my, no, nope, 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 nope. I got behind that tree there. So I may have to get rid of one of those trees. This is interesting. So there she is. And if I scan over this way, the tree's going to block my view of the downtown, isn't it? But so you kind of have to walk around to different parts of this to see different things. Let's see. Let's do it from here. Swimming in the ocean. Look at that. That's just, I like these green, self-sufficient, dense buildings. They're just gorgeous. That's a nice view. So, you know, some afternoon when when you have some time off, you can take a little walk around the park and enjoy the view. And if you feel like it, there's a sauna and a pool right there that you can check out and refurbish your spirits. Okay, now the reason I actually came over here was because I think what I'm going to do is these are nicely leveled, and I think they're at a nice height with respect to, when I look at this, I can see they're already at a good height with respect to the piers, or not the piers, the cargo harbors, and they just look kind of organically correct, I think. So what I want to do is transfer this height over to the other side of the bay there. I already have my brush set up. I think I'm going to use this spot here. I may make the brush a little bit bigger, but all I'm working on now is now I may be going down too much here, so I may have to smooth some of this out. I'd like to try to bring this quay as far over to these battlements as possible and try to work a park in here, but you can see we're quite a bit above the water level here, so this may not. Yeah, that's a big drop there. Let's just take this around. We're going to go all the way over. Okay, now where's that key? I've found the dopest key you ever did see. River, is this it? I could have sworn I found one that had a walking path on it. Modern Riverside Key. This might be it. Let's see. I don't know if that's the one I found or not. That looks, I do like it. I thought that was a walking path. I may have to fuss around with that a little bit. I'd like Sims to be able to walk along here in a natural, organic kind of way. We'll figure it out. I think this is the one I found. Let's just look. That's got to be it. I thought it was wider. And then we have this one. It's all going to get deleted anyways because I want to make sure I have one nice smooth curve here. Well, heck, I really kind of like this better. Well, Now, is this the one that I see? This one looks like it might be more walkable. Let's see, is that one walkable? A stone key to decorate. Roman style. Oh, this is the one. Let's see. Is this the one? I want people to be able to walk on this key. This is the one. This right here. Okay. Now, which one was that? Okay. Now, what's the best way to do this? This right here is almost a straight shot. And it wouldn't be bad to have at least a significant part of this be a nice straight line, because then you can build a grid off of that. Here, this is a cool little trick I discovered. If I go back in and move it and hit Control Z, it's going to take that pillar right back where it was. Now, it could go to the left just a tad. And we're good there now, I think. I may have to move this around a little bit. Originally, I was going to try to put in... See, I like the way that turned out. Okay, cool. I may have to do something over here to dress that up, because it looks kind of abrupt the way it's ending. But I like the way that angle worked. And I wonder if there's a way I can mimic that over here. But I'm not going to try to change the shoreline too much. My original plan was to bring an 8-lane highway through here. I'm either going to use an 8-lane avenue and convert it into a highway, or I'm going to use 2 4-lanes. And have the monorail have the stops on the highway, but then I got to get people off of the stop somehow, so that's not going to happen. Okay, and then I'm going to even everything out. Look at that. Yes, I love it. Okay, so, and then this is going to transition into a park over here. Except that's not what we meant to do there. Now, how deep do I want to go with this? I think... So my next step is going to be to get all this, some of this, this down from in front of the sea wall. Smooth out the land on the other side. Well, actually, we're going to level it first. See, I like that. I like it coming into the hill like that a little bit. Then we got to come back. Is it this tool? We're going to come back on this side, and we're going to clean all this up. I don't know how that... May have to push this back a little bit further. We'll see. I don't know exactly where I want that highway to go. This may be a really tricky See, this may have to come in further. This may be a tricky intersection here, because what's going to happen is, see, the reason I wanted walking path here is because I'm going to have, I think, I want pedestrian road like this. I don't know why it's not lining up. Like this along the quay. And then I'm not going to zone that entirely. I'm going to have 3 squares. So right up along the water's edge is going to be a mixture of residential and commercial. And I really think it's going to have to be like dense so that we have a skyline right up on the edge of the water, kind of like what you see on Lower Manhattan. And then the highway is gonna follow along this, but I don't know if I want stuff right here. So I think the highway is gonna be that raised highway. Let's see if I can find the road I was gonna use. Is that it? Nope, 6 lane. I want an 8 lane. Somewhere there's an 8 lane. I downloaded an 8 lane monorail. This. Like that. And then that's going to have access points off this direction. And I'll have paths or road that goes underneath that highway. And then the monorail. No. So I'm over time already. When I get to it, the monorail is going to do this. If I can make it work. Yes, 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 yes. So before I do that then, so monorail, and I turned off my markers. See, so are we at a 90-degree angle here? I need a 90 degrees. Like that, but I don't want it that sharp. Well, I'll have to figure that out. That's not working the way I want it to. 45. Something like this. It's going to be a bear to make it symmetrical. But that's... instead of having a station here, it's going to go back. And there will be a station deeper inland. Right? And so... that's why I'm fussing about how far this is going to come so they can attach to this. Okay, but for now, I think that's like a 20, 30-minute episode already. So for now, I want to thank you for watching very much. We have our key wall in. Really appreciate your attention. This is Hubbub signing off.